used to build exhibits at a science center, and I was working as a sculptor on the side. I was getting a lot of projects, and I started getting busy enough with the sculpture that I thought, you know, I'm going to quit here and just start my own business. So that's what I did, and you know, the projects are really varying. Everything from applying for civic commission works to building lots of awards for universities and things like that. Also, you know, artworks and galleries. Coming up with an idea is the art side of things, I guess. But the design side, I'm drawing the actual fabrication design for my background in machining. So, you know, understanding how things are to be assembled and put together, and designing something that can be put together to achieve a certain look or goal. Basically, I start with an idea, something that I'd like to achieve, and then I work with a CAD program to draw the design in 2 dimensions, so I have to think, you know, in terms of X, Y, YZ, and ZX axes all separately, so sort of, you know, flatten an object into different faces, and then kind of build it out from there, I guess, and test and, you know, laser cut things, test things, put it together, see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, go back to the drawing board, try again, right? And eventually something ends up coming out. So. So prior to having my laser, I would have cut each of these pieces out individually. So they're all laminated and stacked together. And I would have used a scroll saw and a band saw and a table saw, a few other tools in there. And then, you know, basically rough cut all the pieces and then try to use sanding tools to sand back to the proper dimensions. And it would take me days to get something like this done. And, you know, now with the laser, it's something that I can produce in maybe an hour. It may take me 45 minutes to draw the actual CAD files up, and then another 20 minutes of cut time depending on the materials. This is called our Tiny Chair project, and we ship these out all over the place. They ship out as flat pack kits, but basically it's a way to create community around loss and encourage people to share their stories about family members. And it's the entire premise of giving your lost one a seat at the Christmas table or at the, you know, for the holidays, right? Keep them around, keep the memory alive. It's funny because, you know, I've been making artworks for 10, 15 years now. I went to school for 10 years studying this stuff, and I only feel like I really figured out my artistic concepts in like the last 2 years. But it's all based on the study of rhythm and pattern, and the way that light interacts with material. It's sort of an exploration, I guess, of the space that is defined between form and light, and then the interaction with those things. Welcome to my basement. So this is my laser area, I guess my laser studio of my shop. I've got a bunch of power tools and woodworking tools in my garage. So I've got a 600 cubic foot a minute fan down here that draws the air out of the laser and just moves it out of a window that I modified. You know, specifically just for venting this area. I always got a stock of different acrylics, and recently I actually started buying this stuff. Some of these materials are really neat. These are only available to buy through Trotec, so really wicked material. I haven't been able to come across plastics that have these kind of colors. All of the plastic suppliers that I use are, you know, clear, black, or white. And Trotec recently started bringing in all kinds of stuff like pink, you know, blue, yellow, red, like all different colors. So pretty excited about that. It adds dimension to the work that I'm doing. Yeah, so this was a commission for the University of Calgary, and using CAD systems, I designed all the gears and the gear train and everything, and created these clocks for them. So, but you know, again, this would be something that if you were to try to scroll saw these parts out, you know, it would probably take you a week just to make one of these things. And with the laser, it's something that you can design if you know what you're doing and cut all the pieces out in a day pretty easily. So before, all of these pieces were cut manually by hand. These are sort of the older stream of awards before I had a laser. And so I used a table saw or, you know, a band saw or whatever to cut each and every single piece. And then I would use different sanding tools to bring the dimensions in to as close as I could get to what I needed. You know, sanding and gluing and sanding and sandblasting and a bunch of other processes. It would take days to make one of these things. So now, you know, with my laser, I can produce these things a lot more quickly. within a couple hours I can produce a design and have all the pieces laser cut. The other thing I like about it too is it adds the dimension of being able to work with these materials, you know, in more of a raw state with clear edges. A lot of times I would sandblast entire pieces because it was a way to, you know, sort of hide or blur machining lines and things like that. But now I can work with things and keep them, you know, as transparent as glass.